Governor, what is the state doing to track vaccines that are given out of state to Michiganders, people who are snowbirds returning from Florida, or people who went to Ohio? What kind of mechanism is in place?
When people get their vaccine, they generally, it is assigned to their home zip code, regardless if you went across the border to get it or not. However, we are recognizing that there are some places where perhaps vaccines are being distributed that aren't logged in the national database so that every state knows who from their state have gotten their vaccine. So we're working through that. I don't, our experts tell us it's not a huge number, but that there could be a gap. And so we are working with the feds and our providers to make sure that we've got the best information about how many people have gotten vaccinated. But if any of your viewers think that perhaps the vaccine that they got out of state hasn't been counted, they should be reaching out to their local Department of Public Health and make sure that they know, because we don't want to miss anyone. The sooner we get to 55, 60, 65, 70%, the sooner we can get back to normal, and we want to make sure everyone's counted.
Governor, will you consider relaxing restrictions on businesses when vaccines are readily available statewide and people are just choosing not to get them in some cases?
Well, when we get to 55%, which isn't that far off, we will see some relaxation, right? We will be able to get back into office places. The back to normal plan that we announced last week has been lauded not just by businesses across Michigan, but by public health experts as really focusing on the right metric, which is how great a percentage of our population is vaccinated. And that's why, as we've talked about the herd and what it means to keep COVID at bay so that we can get back to going to football games this fall. This is what the most important thing each of us has the ability to take action on, and that's getting ourselves vaccinated.
Will it be illegal to dance at a wedding or a graduation party this summer with a mask on when people can go to a Zumba class, which is very similar, and wear a mask and participate there?
So I know that some of the Republicans in Lansing are pretending that, our actions are limiting dancing. I mean, it's just preposterous. What we have done just in the last handful of days is show the path out of the pandemic, which is what everyone's been asking for. So that is available, and it's gotten incredible reviews from businesses, from families, from health experts alike. We also yesterday loosened our mask mandate. So when you're out of doors, that you don't have to be wearing that mask, especially for groups that are 100 people or less. And so we're making major steps toward the re-engagement and getting back to normal. Any conversation otherwise just is rooted in politics or misinformation, and we want to set the record straight. So thanks for giving me the opportunity.
What's the science if a banquet hall holds, say, 600 people but can only allow 25 inside? A restaurant holds, say, 100 people but can have 50% capacity?
So what we know is that when people congregate with the kind of third surge that we just came through in a place where people are taking off their masks, that it's inherently more likely to have spread. The greater our vaccination rates go, the quicker we're going to be able to do a lot of these events indoors and know that we're going to be safe. And that's why we're going to stay focused on the back to normal plan, and we're making great progress.
And to those businesses that are waiting to hire or waiting to fill jobs because they don't know what the summer is going to look like, or they feel they're being punished because some people just don't want to get a vaccine shot, what do you say?
Listen, we're all in this together. We are going to be successful when we work together. That is the call to action here. This is a public health crisis that we're trying to come out of, and it requires every one of us to do our part and to take this seriously. I know that there are a lot of incredible business owners that are eager to get back, and the quicker we can get vaccinated, the quicker we can do those things. We are working incredibly hard to make it easier and easier for people to get vaccinated. We're doing mobile clinics. We've seen, incredible strides happen here in Michigan. Our actions have put us in a strong position, but we got to keep our foot on the gas here, and that's why everyone needs to be a part of making sure that we get the community vaccinated.
And Governor, you've talked about people experiencing fatigue. What will happen to someone who holds an indoor wedding of 125 people and simply ignores the rules?
You know what, I know that that's always the question that people want to know. What is the penalties? How do we punish people? That's not what we're focused on. We're focused on protecting people. We're focused on trying to get us all to a place where we can enjoy family weddings, a barbecue for 4th of July. That's the goal. I was really pleased to see President Biden embrace that same goal. That's been the trajectory that we've been focused on. And that's, I think, the promise of what these modern miracles of medicine give us. The fact that we've got a number of vaccines on the market that are safe and effective in under a year of this pandemic coming to our shores is really incredible. And so utilizing these, keeping people safe, following the science, we know that that's the best way to re-engage, and that's the best way to stay healthy, and that's the best way to get back to a big wedding with a bunch of your relatives and loved ones that you haven't seen. I know that I got my second shot last week. I am counting down till next weekend when I've got the full benefit of full immunity. And I'm going to get together with some friends that I haven't seen in over a year. I'm really excited about it. And I know that as more of us do this, we're going to be able to do more of those things.
All right. Last question, Governor. You make a lot of positive points. What's your greatest fear at this point?
Well, I mean, certainly this is a virus that can come roaring back if we let our guard down. We know that in India, for instance, there is so much community spread that the virus continues to mutate. And what happens in one part of the world can quickly come to another part of the world. And so these are the things that I think keep us very alert and watching the data and listening to our public health experts, because it can come roaring back. And that's why we are in a race. And the quicker we get vaccinated, the quicker we get to those numbers, the better for all of our sake, and the better for keeping a mutation at bay that might overcome one of these vaccines. That's the race that we're in, and that's what we're going to stay focused on.
Have you met anyone who's decided not to get the vaccine and engage them in conversation?
I've talked with a few people who are hesitant. They have a lot of questions, and I respect that. I want to make sure that we take the time to answer anyone's questions. I know that there are a lot of people out there who've been waiting for it to become more convenient. That's more and more the case every single day. It's easier to get a vaccine. And so I'm hopeful that anyone who continues to have questions, there are a lot of resources to get those questions answered. These are safe and effective vaccines. And after everything we've been through, the opportunity to get vaccinated is one that comes with a great sense of relief, because I know no one wants to get this virus, and certainly no one wants to be responsible for passing it on to their loved ones. And so that's why we're taking the time to answer questions and make sure people have what they need to get access to these vaccines and make it as convenient as possible. Nowadays, you don't really have to even have appointments. You can walk in a lot of places to get this vaccine. We hope people do.
One other thing I want to ask you, Detroit's vaccination rate is a disappointment at this point. What are your insights into why that is?
Well, I think we've done, an incredible job out of the gate. I give incredible reviews to Mayor Duggan and the team that he's assembled at TCF with his health department. We've worked very closely with the feds on Ford Field. We've made great strides, but certainly there's more work to do. And our mobile units will be doing more, partnering with churches and other organizations that are housed in communities that have access to that are easy for people to access and people have confidence in. So this is the next stage of this effort to get people vaccinated, and we're going to continue to partner to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to get this vaccine.
Thank you for your time, Governor.
Thank you.
We'll talk again soon. Take care.
All right.